Then you had a third event, right?
And then the third event was Cancun. We had a great time at Cancun. Like I always push myself way more at events than I do at home because there's just so much energy to work with and you're just capable of so much more that it's just a rule for me. I just push myself more because I know I'm going to be capable of more. And I pushed myself through the whole meditation because we're on the beach. The walking was a lot more laborious for me. So I got tired a lot quicker. And I think it was like the last walking meditation. It was like a 2-part meditation. It was like an inside laying down and then outside walking. So I had been really tired from the previous night because that was like the worst meditation was the previous night. It was like nighttime, it was cold, it was windy, and I was having such a hard time. I was taking little tiny 1-inch steps during that walk.
No, that was a night walking meditation?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, it was all stormy and I remember going back to the room that night and thinking like, I don't think I can do tomorrow. I don't think I can. I was exhausted. But of course, I'm stubborn. And so in the morning, I was just like, I'm going to do it. And, I'll quit if I have to. And we get to that meditation in the morning of the inside part, the first part. It was really kind of weird. I was trying to do the meditation as best I could. And then all of a sudden I just started like convulsing on the floor. And I remember feeling like super sorry for the people next to me because I was convulsing hard enough that like my blindfolds fell off and everything. And I was like, and we were squished like sardines, like usual.
Right.
And I was like, I know they can feel this. I know it's distracting to them. But I was trying my best to just let things happen.
Right.
And trying not to judge myself for it and failing. But I was trying to let it happen. And on the way down to the beach for the walk, I was just like trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, what just happened? And I was like, it's probably energy,
Right.
that thing that we're all trying to find.
Right.
And I was racking my brain trying to figure out what to do because clearly something had happened. And I didn't, it was just so unfamiliar. I didn't know what to do with it. And I was standing there with my headphones on trying to listen to the meditation, but not really hearing Dr. Joe's voice at all. And I kind of decided I was just going to talk to my body again, but in a different sense. I was going to talk to the energy in my body. And I was like, if you can move me on the floor in the ballroom, maybe you can move my legs as I walk. And I won't have to do that work because I wasn't moving myself with the convulsions. Something else was. So I was like, all right, energy, here's the deal. I'm going to point myself in a direction and you're going to take me there. And all I was going to do was just look ahead and think forward.
Wow.
And then trust that the energy knew how to move my legs just as it moved my body. And so the music starts going and Dr. Joe's like, all right, walk. And I was like, here we go. Walk. And it just sort of happened. I just sort of walked. And even though I was taking such small steps the night before, I was keeping pace and passing people. That was not a thing. I was a slow walker at this point, and suddenly it was just normal. I don't know how to explain that really.
Yeah.
It was just it was almost like I was commanding the energy and it was just working with me. And so after that meditation ended, I was still okay. And I wasn't getting tired. And I was kind of walking my way back to my wheelchair. And I was like, I feel pretty good. And Angel comes and finds me. He's like, you need a ride? Like a piggyback ride? And because I needed one the night before. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm good.
Yeah. You want a piggyback ride?
And then we get to my wheelchair and he starts setting it up for me to get in. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try and walk a little more.
Nice.
And it was just kind of this tentative, like pushing myself a little bit at a time. And, you know, we went and we ate. And then Angel's like, you want to get back in the wheelchair? And I was like, no, I think I'm okay. I think I can walk. And it turns out we stayed an extra 5 days in Cancun past the event. Because, you know, why not make a vacation out of it?
Right.
And it was like this cool little community where everything's walkable. And I didn't need the wheelchair at all.
Wow.
Where I had previously needed it anytime I walked. So I'm walking everywhere to all these restaurants and everything and not getting tired. Like a little winded, but at this point, like just a 5-minute rest set me right. When before it was like, oh, I'm winded. I have to go to bed now. And it was a complete 180. That was the crazy thing. It was just such a rapid change in such a short amount of time. It didn't make sense.